Promise strength.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, subscribers, viewers of this video? This is Bill Mack here once again with another edition of Pro Wrestling Unleashed fans. Thanks for joining me once again for another video. This is SmackDown Live review, and this is for the episode of July the 11th. 2017. Thanks once again, like I said, for joining my video here. We had a pretty good, I thought was a pretty good SmackDown as compared to the previous night's Raw. Really good matchups here. You know, it's telling a story getting into Battleground, which happens with less than 2 weeks to go, which is the exclusive SmackDown brand pay-per-view. And let's get right into the results here of what happened in case you missed it last night. We saw the beginning of SmackDown. Basically, it showed a video of AJ Styles his up and coming to gaining the U.S. title, in which he won against Kevin Owens at a Madison Square Garden live event over the weekend, which is something that rarely happens at one of their live events, which I thought was awesome because I'm a big AJ Styles fan, and to see him with the U.S. title is a great thing to see. Of course, KO's another one of my guys too, so I'm kind of like, it's a win-win for me either way. Whether Kevin's got it, whether AJ's got it, I'm cool with that. But they showed that rise, and then we see AJ Styles come out there with the U.S. title with the gear, the red, white, and blue gear, which I thought looked awesome. We see him basically open up the show, and he talks about how a previous U.S. champion, which we know is John Cena, had this open challenge, and he said he's going to open it up to anyone, whoever chooses to challenge him, which prompts to bring out John Cena. John Cena comes out. John Cena's kind of like talking a little bit smack, but AJ staying humble to him. He's not going back and forth. You can tell the difference in heel AJ, face AJ. So he starts talking about he's going to defend it. He's going to do all that he can. John Cena says he accepts the challenge. So they begin to get ready to have a match. Referee comes in, and they start announcing. And as they get ready to start the matchup, lo and behold, Kevin Owens comes, and Kevin Owens basically is going to he gets upset, and he gets upset because he doesn't get to because he lost his title. So this prompts to bring out Rusev. Rusev goes and attacks AJ from Rusev goes, and KO ends up power bombing AJ Styles. Rusev comes out, catches John Cena behind, puts him in his submission move, and which will basically ends up leading to, as announced afterwards, to a tag team matchup for later on in the main event of SmackDown Live. So it looks to be a good tag team matchup and a good main event for tonight's show. We see him the next matchup. We see Jinder Mahal taking on the Perfect 10 himself, Ty Dillinger. This was a decent match, to kind of be back and forth. Jinder, as you can know, as Jinder being WWE champion, would be more dominant in this matchup. Jinder ends up hitting a running knee onto Ty Dillinger, and then he ends up hitting the Colossus, which is that look like a Cobra Clutch kind of power. Well, it looks like a Cobra Clutch. They turn into a slam, but that he ends up winning, and then he goes to cut this promo once again on the American crowd, and no matter how much they chant USA, he's still the champion. And Randy Orton, and he's putting over the Punjabi prison match that's going to happen at Battleground. So decent comment there. We get a backstage segment with Shane, and he's talking about nobody has asked about Ellsworth, and Naomi comes in and says, "Hey, who am I going to defend my title against?" So then it prompts all the women to come out. You know, it had Becky Lynch and Charlotte. It had Tamina. It had Lana. It had Natalya come out, and then Shane, and they all going back and forth, bickering between each other. Shane says, "Look, what we're going to do is at Battleground, we're going to have a 5-way elimination matchup, and the winner of that matchup will become the #1 contender, and she will challenge Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Battleground." So it sets up a good matchup, as we see later on in the match, in the contest. We see next Carmella as she is getting upset because Ellsworth is not there. Ellsworth has been her insurance policy. She said, "Look, Shane, I've got a letter from my lawyer stating that you need to reinstate Ellsworth." We see Shane reads the letter. Shane takes it, tears it up in half, and he said, "Give this to your lawyer, that my decision still stands." And Carmella gets upset and storms off. Up next, we have a women's tag team matchup. We have Becky Lynch and Charlotte taking on Natalya and Tamina in this matchup. Now, this was a good matchup. We've seen both Charlotte and Becky Lynch with offense, but the heels dominated through double teaming and quick tags and stuff over the course of this matchup. We come to a point to where Charlotte has Tamina. Lana comes down. She becomes a distraction. Charlotte causes her to get off the ring, and Charlotte is distracted with Lana, and it prompts Natalya to go and tag Tamina. Charlotte doesn't see this. Charlotte goes back to put Natalya into figure 8. Tamina comes with a devastating kick to the side of the head for Charlotte. 1, 2, 3. Natalya and Tamina pick up the win with the distraction from Lana. So with that extra numbers, you know that's bound to happen. You know how Lana has been lately due to the fact of her previous losses and what the storyline with her and Tamina is going to be. Next, we see we see the Power of Love couple, Maria and Mike, and they're talking, and Maria's looking for Sammy because she's upset and says Sammy owes her an apology. Sammy runs into both of them later on, and he makes a joke about what Mike's doing there and all. Maria slaps him. Mike hits him with a vase of roses, and she says, sometimes love hurts, drops the rose on Sami Zayn as he's laying down on the ground, on the floor, and she walks away. Up next, of course, we've got to have our weekly Breezango moment, which is Runway Walker Texas Rangers, of course, set on Walker Texas Rangers based on that. And they're still trying to find out, and they question Zack Ryder in the back about it's coincidental how Tyler Breeze got attacked. Their offices got ruined, but the same night that Zack made his appearance, return. Mojo Rawley comes in and says, look, that's not, we don't do things shady like that. And then Zack Ryder and Mojo Zack questions Mojo about last week when he threw him over the top. Mojo says let's get our heads in the game as he walks off. So whether there's going to be a heel turn there remains to be seen between Zack Ryder, but it's interesting to see what happens next. So then as Tyler Breeze as Fandango's coming in, he has Zack hang his horse up on the ladder, but then when Zack leaves, the horse has disappeared. So now it's where's the horse? Pepe, I guess, or whatever he wants to call it. I can't remember. I used to remember being Pepe when it was Chavo Guerrero, which I thought was a very funny segment here. It brings us down to our main event. KO Rusev taking on AJ and Cena. We've seen, Cena gets worked over most of the first part of the matchup. We see hot tag to AJ. AJ gets in. And after Rusev goes to jump on Cena, Cena rolls out the way. AJ comes in. He basically puts the calf crusher on Rusev, and KO breaks that up. Then they work over AJ for a little while in the matchup. Then we see a tag in by Cena. Cena goes to put Rusev in the AA. Kevin Owens kicks him. And then basically AJ Pele kicks KO right into an AA. 1, 2, 3. There's your win. Cena, AJ stand tall. They face each other in the ring. And then they go and lift each other. Cena grabs the hand of AJ, and they both raise their hands up. Both goes into opposing corners, poses with the crowd. So that's basically this episode of SmackDown Live. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do, like this video. Drop a comment if you have any comments on below. Also, subscribe to my channel, folks. I'm trying to get the subscribers I can. Wrestling fans, if you like reviews, I try to give them to you. Just in case you miss or don't have a chance to watch the show, I try to give you a video to describe that. So I hope you folks enjoyed it. And until next time with Pro Wrestling Unleashed, this is Bill Mack here saying, take it easy.